And, like you mentioned, you can go to ESPN.com or wherever you go to get your news. But the reality is it's only going to be there a few hours because, when their news cycle starts again at 4 a.m. the next day, that Pac-12 game that wrapped up at 11 or 12, is already getting buried by other shit going on the other side of the world. So that's totally why I appreciate what you do. So,
and if San Jose State goes 11-2, people downplay it, but that's a West Coast team in the Bay Area, and they've been getting recruits. San Jose State has been getting really good 3-star recruits building up their program, and that's if you look at how any Mountain West team has gotten great, they start getting a handful of 3 stars, maybe a 4-star, but they get those kind of cats, and then they end up in the NFL. And they're getting more people drafted and producing more NFL talent than some Pac-12 schools. Because we know USC doesn't produce NFL corners anymore.
San Jose State actually does produce a lot of NFL talent recently.
Yep.
They've been getting some good transfers, too, and they definitely do well in the NFL draft.
And
so, they have a good location, too, so that's a school that's kind of a sleeper. I don't know why they haven't done better. It's probably more so coaching than but they definitely get the talent.
And just to add to that, it's in the East Coast, it's their cities have been around longer, so their sports have been around longer. But it's how we can't build that rivalry, we can't build that sense of community, without sites like you and people like you looking at it from a, not necessarily the biggest picture, but just that sweet spot in the middle that's neither local or national. So, again, just kudos to
totally.
you.
Yeah, kind of regional, yeah.
But yeah, so if you just want to let people know where they can find you, where they can find your work, anything big you got coming up that they should know about, and all that good stuff, because, season's right around the corner.
Yep. Give us a follow at West Coast CFB on Twitter. And that is West Coast CFB, just all one word. And then the website is westcoastcfb.com. Check out the website, content, lots of great articles to get you ready for the season. So if you want to get prepped for the 2020 college football season, just check out the website, and you'll definitely get a rundown on how your player and team stack up.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for making some time for us, and hopefully we can do this again soon, especially when the season gets going.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you guys having me on.
No worries, man. Have a good night.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Peace. Which, by the way, peace is my goodbye line, so you need to stop saying that. You've been saying that the past few calls. Even when we're on the phone, you be like, peace. Bro, that's mine.
I know. I never say peace. I'm like, all right, later. I don't say goodbye.
Bro, I
don't say goodbye to people who aren't dead.
Every job I've been at, when I first get there, I'll be like, what's good? That's my thing. Instead of saying hi, I just say, what's good? The next thing
I say what's good, and it's perceived as a threat. Though.
Yeah. But then 3 months later, it's the fucking CEO's walking by me what's good? I'm like,
I remember fam.
Yeah. But yeah, man, shout out to West Coast CFB. Obviously, I wanted to get him on for my own alternative motives, and I was kind of editorializing, but
clearly.
But shout out to him, man, for carving up his own lane and building something.
Yeah, and I'm seriously, people really sleep on the Mountain West, but they actually put out more NFL talent than the Pac-12 does in a lot of cases. And seriously, if the PC3 ever happens and I don't get a cut, I'm suing everybody.
It's funny.
People are going to go missing. I'm suing people. They're going to go into hiding.
I'm listening to you guys all, and then I don't think you realize that I'm from University of New Mexico Lobos. I'm like, man, we'll just get crushed by everybody.
I didn't want to say anything.
I'm like,
Quincy
oh
Black.
my god, you guys want to take us in with all these guys? We're just going to get hurt.
Hey, shout out to the homie Andrew Martinez, but a 5-star QB came out of New Mexico.
Mexico
Gilbert.
State or University of New Mexico?
No, the state of New Mexico.
The state of New Mexico.
Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken. He came out of New Mexico, but he went to Texas.
Okay.
Ended up on the Raiders.
He
was a 5-star QB.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's it's almost like Texas football, high school football in southern New Mexico, where these towns literally close down for not only football tournaments, but football games, but wrestling tournaments, and it's insane. Basketball, yes, too. But if they are being offered stuff,
they leave the state.
Because, I mean, the only big schools out there are University of New Mexico and New Mexico State, and they produce more basketball players than any football players.
Yeah, I didn't even know Pascal Siakam went to New Mexico State. I was dead shocked.
Yeah. I mean, you get some random ones. I mean, the biggest name that I could say, me being a Bears fan, is Brian Urlacher.
Which he played. Didn't he play receiver and safety?
He was an all-around player. He was a free safety mainly. But he returned kicks. He did everything, and then at the University of New Mexico, he led the nation in tackles playing free safety. So that tells you anything about how he covered the ball in that.
So he was pretty much a Madden creative player.
Yeah.
Which
is wild, and he got his hairline back. So I'm happy.
That was scary. That was weird. I mean,
I was like, good for him, man. If anyone deserves their hair back, imagine having to play on the Bears defense, and you got a Super Bowl caliber defense. And punk-ass Rex Grossman at quarterback.
Shout out to Zach Thomas.
He played in the Super Bowl. Okay, he
Urlacher's better than Zach Thomas, but okay.
By far.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even a question.
You can get jumped in this room right now.
Whatever.
Don't shake your head. Don't shake your head.
Zach Thomas a Hall of Famer?
Definitely not. I mean, he has Hall of Fame stats.
He's Hall of Famer.
He's the best linebacker out of Texas Tech.
I'd put him in.
He's better than Dat Win. He's not better than Keith Brooking. I mean, Keith Bullock.
Keith Brooking.
No, Keith Bullock, right?
No, we did Keith Brooking and Keith Bullock.
Yeah, Keith Bullock is still better than Keith Brooking.
I'll take Keith Brooking over him.
Nah, man.
But anyway.
He fell off, but okay.
All right, so with that, I guess we'll conclude the show. Should we go first? Do you want the new people to go first?
The new people go first, man.
All right, we'll start at the corner. So, Mustafa, this is your time.
Moose!
This is your 1 to 2 minutes
good?
To address the audience. Say anything you want to get off your chest. Anything you want to tease or preview,
you're
whatever.
You're eating up his time. Come on.
But go ahead.
No worries. I'm excited for the NFL season. A lot of teams this year are going to be pretty good. A lot of new QBs. It's just cool to see now that the league doesn't have total shit show rosters. Like the Lions when they were 0-16, or the old Texans. So I'm excited for this league year, yeah, and I'm excited for all that, yeah.
Eric,
just kind of the same thing. I'm ready for this NFL season to start. Just have hopefully a full season, and hopefully this virus somewhat under control so we can enjoy the best sport in the United States here. I am looking forward to this quarterback controversy in Chicago. I might be one of the only people you'll ever be on this air that says go Trubisky, come back, do something. There is a slight bit of faith, not much, but a slight bit. But go get your spot, man. Go get your spot. That's all I got.
Oh, I guess that's my turn, huh? So this has been a fucking wild ass week for me, honestly. I've been doing a lot of shit this week. So Kenny mentioned my newsletter earlier this week. So one of the things that happened was I got a lot of shit going on. Again, I'm working on a scholarship for my alma mater, CSUN, which is its own can of depressingness. I just go log into this portal and read all these applications of all these students who are really struggling, and it's you want to help out every single one of them, but we only have so much money, and it's not a lot of money, and $500 or $1,000 can make a huge difference to some of these kids, but some of them are just all in it systematically, and they're damn near supporting their whole family and going to school, and it's I get it. Damn. That plus COVID, and it's just really a sad, somber thing. But, I'm just trying to focus on the fact that I am going to be able to help some people at least, and maybe make a difference in some of their lives, even if I can't do all of them. So just leaning on that. In addition to that, I've also had virtual NABJ this week, which has been fucking weird because if you've ever been to a convention, any sort of convention, but especially a journalism convention, the best part of it is the people, like the impromptu visits, like seeing people seeing people you follow on Twitter, seeing people you want to know, seeing these hiring managers all in the same space. And for once in their whole entire fucking year, their whole 365 days, they're not plugged into their computers or their phones and digesting their news. They're not, trying to decompress from that and tied into their families and living their personal lives. So they're in that weird kind of sort of middle ground to where they're both thinking about their future in their industry and helping people, but also open and available. So you're able to sit down and have really thoughtful, personal discussions about your own career, your own goals, or whatever's going on. And so without that, it's been kind of weird just because it's like anything now. It's like you can go on LinkedIn, YouTube, you can find all these sorts of professional development videos and really learn any sort of skill you want. So it's kind of been challenging to really dial into a convention without that added personal element of seeing all these people. But I've been adapting, they had like a little virtual happy hour and like for some reason I became like the moderator. People were coming in. I was like, oh, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, I wasn't even trying to be in here like that. I just came in here because I saw one of my friends from Philly. Shout out to my boy, Michael Butler. He writes for a tech site out in Philly, but he's a cool dude. Shout out to him. And I ended up running the chat for like an hour until my video disconnected. And so, which brings me, all this shit's going on. I'm dealing with it. So the newsletter, I was like, I can't just do this all on Tuesday anymore. Like, I need to space it out. So now, Wednesdays, I'm doing jobs, music, and a blurb. Fridays will be news, 2 days a week. That's the new format. That was always actually going to be my plan. The only reason why I did it all in one newsletter at first was just for time, convenience. But yeah, just decided to do it 2 days a week. Just test it out. Had a big meeting with another influencer who kind of gave me some hacks to growing it. So I'm excited for that. And then in addition to that, all of that, I even took in my 14-year-old brother. So now I've been essentially keeping him engaged and also trying to figure out getting him back into school. Is he going to play sports, working out with him? This morning we ran wind sprints. So it's been an interesting week for me. And so I throw it to you, Kenny, in a whole 2 minutes because I took up some extra time. But
cool. So, yeah, being an essential worker sucks. But y'all,
you could have just left it there. That was perfect.
Drop the mic.
You didn't need to say anything. Shout out to Two Chainz for supporting essential workers. He's a stand-up guy.
Shout out to them strippers. But yes, so it's just people are stupid. Like I don't know if I've become more antisocial or if I'm just protecting my energy more. And I feel like it's more I'm just protecting my energy from stupid shit. So
it's probably both.
I say less. I find myself saying less nowadays. And also I find myself in positions where I'm helping more people. And sometimes I'm noticing like I'm irritated by stuff. But
probably proxy to me. You gotta stop hanging out with me.
Yeah, it's definitely you're a Taurus. It's all your fault. I'm a Pisces. I'm usually
patience
balanced.
is not something I have.
It's not even patience. It's just like you have built-in planned obsolescence when it comes to like failing at perfection. Like it's just gonna happen, and then you're gonna get mad. That's all another story. Anyway, bottom line is, man, protect your energy. There's a lot of bullshit that goes on at all these jobs. I saw some kid got murdered at a Burger King because he took too long getting somebody's order in the drive-thru. And let me tell you, don't come try some shit like that at my job because I carry lethal pepper spray and you can get shanked.
But you be wanting to fight drive-through workers, especially ones with poor attitudes and who take too damn long.
I think anybody in the food service industry is willing to kill anybody at this point.
Like murder's on the table. Murder's actually like a free appetizer. It's like cheese bread at Sizzler. You can get that shit anytime you want. You can get a basket.
I don't think the cheese bread's free at Sizzler anymore. I don't know if you've been there in a while, but Sizzler's not cheap.